Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you some holiday, winter, Christmas looks, whatever you want to call them. Most of these are Christmas looks. There is a winter one thrown in here in case you don't celebrate Christmas or if you don't want anything Christmassy on your nails. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. There's not much intro to this. I'm going to explain everything as I do it, and all the items I'm using are going to be in my description box. So this first design is going to be a negative space. That's why I'm just showing you the base coat. This, by the way, is a little break that I had. I showed you guys on Snapchat, and I also showed you guys how to fix it. So if you're not following me on Snapchat, I do like to show you guys a lot of tips and tricks on how to keep your nails nice and strong. So I've actually showed you guys this on Snapchat maybe like a week or so ago. I mixed these two polishes from the China Glaze holiday collection. They're really pretty, but I mixed these two, and then I also used a silver Essie polish. And then I found this one from Pure Ice that they had sent me, which is kind of just a green and white and silver already mixed together. So for the video, I'm just gonna use this one. I'm just gonna put this, oh, that's way too much. I'm just gonna lightly kind of dab it over here. You don't have to do this in any kind of like uniform way. Like, we're not trying to get like a straight line of glitter. As you can see, I'm not really like swiping. I'm more so just kind of dabbing it on there. I'm just gonna recreate this on the other nails, and instead of putting this on this side, I'm just gonna flip it and put it over here, and then I'll come right back. So now that we have the glitter on the rest of the nails, I'm going to do a little outline of a Christmas tree. This design was inspired by Sweet Bee Creations on Instagram. She and I actually went to middle school together, and we both just happened to end up doing nails, and we ran into each other at the American Influencer Awards a couple weeks ago, just like this middle school reunion. It was really awesome. So she did this with like a fall design, and it's inspired me to do it more Christmassy. So I'm gonna do an outline of a tree. I am using a picture that I found online because for some reason when I tried to outline a tree through memory, it just was not working. We're just gonna try to keep it so that whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. It really doesn't matter like how many times you go up, as long as the bigger part is down here and the smaller part is up here, you know, you should be fine. So I think we're gonna just stop there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the rest of my nails and just come back and show you what it all looks like. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply top coat to all of these. And that is the whole design. We're gonna move on to the next one. So for this design, we are going to do kind of half moon snowflakes. If you want to make the bottom part a little bigger, you can, but I just left them a little small, kind of like if you're looking at a snowflake, you would just be putting the top half on the nail. I already have 2 coats of this KB Shimmer polish. It's called Little Boy Hue. I'll leave it in the description box. I really wish I had used a different white polish right here because I'm really not a fan of this one. I really like the color that it has. I just don't like the formula. I'll leave other ones in the description box so you guys can check out other options. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put a few drops of this Zoya polish. This is what I'm using to draw the snowflakes. Like I said earlier, I don't like this polish very much. The consistency is really thin, but also gets tacky pretty easily, and that's probably because of the glitter. I'm just gonna do like a very small circle, like a half circle like this, and then fill it in. So now that you have the bottom part done, go ahead and draw a line going up. And the trick that I like to use when I'm drawing thin lines is you want to concentrate your polish as close to the tip as you can get, because I like to very lightly touch the brush to my nail, and if I start trying to push down and get polish from, you know, further up the brush, it's just going to make your lines more uneven and probably a lot thicker too. So I'm just working with a little bit at a time and putting very light pressure. This design really is just a bunch of little lines. So we're gonna start up here and make little kind of just V shapes all up and down the snowflake. And you can space these lines out however you want. Don't worry about them looking too much like the other nails, because, you know, snowflakes are supposed to look different. So if you think you're doing it wrong, then you're probably actually doing it right. And if you don't feel comfortable using polish for this, feel free to use acrylic paint. If you do go the acrylic paint route, then I would recommend applying a top coat over the blue polish before you do go in with an acrylic paint. I'm just using polish because I'm trying to practice using it more in my designs. I just want to get more comfortable using it. So you can leave it just like that if you want to just finish it up and, you know, wait for it to dry and add a top coat. But I kind of started playing around with the design a little bit. I added a couple lines down here at the bottom just to give it more of like the half snowflake effect. And then I added small dots to create the falling snow. By the way, whenever you notice your brush feeling tacky or the polish on the brush is getting tacky, dip it in some acetone to clean it off and dip back into your polish. If your polish on the foil is getting tacky, just add another drop somewhere else and work with that. So for the snow on top, I tried not to use a dotting tool because I didn't really want really big dots. I just kind of wanted them smaller and different sizes all around. So I just take my brush and dip it in a little extra polish, again focusing it on the tip of the brush. Then I just start lightly taking it around, pressing lighter on the areas where I want the dots to be smaller. And that's really all I'm gonna do. And then once this dries, I will go ahead and add a top coat, and that's really all there is to this look. Okay, so this design is for my almond-shaped people out there. I mean, you can do this with any shape, but it's just really convenient if you already have almond-shaped nails because we're doing light bulbs. So I'm just gonna take the brush and probably about here, just not go straight down yet, but just kind of curve it over to the side and bring it down. And then just do the same thing on the other side. And once it dries, I will go ahead and put a second coat right over that one. Okay, so I brought you guys in a little closer because I'm gonna start outlining. I'm just gonna use some black polish and this striping brush. This is a brush I use a lot. I will leave it in the description box. When I get to this part of the nail, like to the tip, I do make the outline a little bit thicker. That way, if I have some tip wear and it takes off some of the black, there's still some left. So now that this bottom part is lined up, you are gonna draw something. I'm not really sure how tall these are supposed to be, so let's just do that for now. I also don't know how wide they're supposed to be, but I guess it's just however you want to draw them. Okay, so now I'm just using a metallic chrome-ish silver polish, and I'm just gonna fill in that top part. So while that silver part is drying, we are just gonna take some white polish and do a bit of a glare here. I've seen this top part done a lot of different ways. Most of the time there's just a line here and a line here and then call it a day. I saw this girl do it so that it looks kind of more like a real bulb. Her name is Taylor Nailed It. I'll leave her @name down below. This is such a good design for the holidays if you're going to a party, and if you're not, you know, a Christmas holiday type of person, this is really good for Stranger Things fans. So this is at least a little bit versatile, I guess. But yeah, that's the end of this design, and we're gonna move on to the next one. This design, if you can tell, is going to be some stockings. And I really like this design with my nail shape because the stocking kind of like hangs over half the nail. So I'm gonna start by making a curve kind of here, and then the bottom of the stocking is going to be the tip of the nail. I'm not gonna go all the way here to where the nail meets the skin. I'm just gonna go maybe like to here. Go up, not too much. What I do first is I kind of gauge the width of the top of the stocking. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this guy in. Where it meets right here, this angle is a little too harsh. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of polish and just make it a little more curved. Now I'm gonna do the white part right up here. See how I messed up that red line? I didn't bother to fix it or anything because I am gonna cover it with white. And you wanna make sure that when you're putting white over red, you just wanna make sure that you're very lightly painting over the red and that you're not making too many strokes over the red. Because what's gonna happen is even if the red polish is dry, if you paint over it enough, it'll start to get wet again and you're gonna end up with pink nail polish instead of white. For this next step, we don't need this white part to be dry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I am switching to a small dotting tool. I like to outline these to make them stand out, and also if I maybe messed up a line on the red, I can cover it up with an outline. So that's also kind of a trick that I like to utilize. So this is the design with top coat. I just used the Essie Gel Couture top coat, which I've really been enjoying lately. It doesn't smudge my designs, it's pretty shiny, and I like the Gel Couture brushes because they're kind of the wider, more curved ones, which just work better for my nail beds and my shape. Anyway, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some great ideas. I hope everyone's having an amazing holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave me a comment down below what's your favorite or more video requests or whatever you want to say. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in my next video.